Welcome you all, my dear students, in my English class. But before that, I like to thanks Mr. Hassan Hafizur Rahman, lecturer and head of the Department English, Cambrian School and College, Dhaka. Okay, as he made the content and I took the class depending on his content. That is why I like to give him a special thanks. Thanks, Mr. Hassan Hafizur Rahman. Okay, there's a passage here. So look at the passage. George Bernard Shaw was born in Dublin in 1856. His father's family had been small landowners in Ireland since the late 17th century. He was awarded Nobel Prize for Literature in November 1950. Okay, so have you noticed the passage? Can you guess? Can you guess any problem? Can you see any problem in the passage? No? No? Okay. So please look at it. George Bernard Shaw. It's a name, but it's in small letter. The word has been used in a small letter. Have you noticed it? And after the sentence completion, after full stop, the another sentence has been started with small letter. His father's family. Look at his. So I think you can guess it. Okay, now please look at it. The same passage. This time, please go through the passage. George Bernard Shaw was born in Dublin in 1856. His father's family had been small landowners in Ireland since the late 17th century. He was awarded Nobel Prize for Literature in November 1950. So what have you observed? Yes, have you observed? In this passage, you can see George Bernard Shaw, all the portion of the name. That means there are three parts of the name here, and all the parts are started with a capital letter. George, G, it's in capital letter. Bernard, B, in capital form, and Shaw, S, in capital letter. Have you noticed it? And notice after full stop, his father's family had been small landowners in Ireland since the late 17th century. His and Ireland, I, it's in capital letter. His is in capital letter. Okay. He was awarded Nobel Prize for Literature in November 1950. He is in capital letter. Nobel Prize, look at it, Nobel N in capital letter, Prize P in capital letter, and November N in capital letter. Have you noticed it? Okay, so you have observed it, I think. So this is called capitalization. That means you have to guess where you have to use the capital letter. Okay. The use of capital letter is called capitalization. Capitalization. So our today's lesson is capitalization. It's the grammar portion, you know that. Okay. And the learning outcomes would be at the end of the lesson we will be able to identify the definition of capitalization, and number two, we can use capitalization. We will be able to use capitalization. Okay. So there's a picture here. Please look at it. Okay. What is capitalization? What is capitalization? That's the question. You have to guess it. Dhaka is the capital of Bangladesh. We live in Dhaka. It is an old city. Emperor Jahangir established this city. Have you noticed the passage? Yes. All the letters are in small letters. Okay. Is it correct form? No. So what we are to do here? Look at Dhaka. Okay. And then Bangladesh. It's name of a place, it's name of a country, okay? And after full stop, look at UI. It's the starting word of a sentence. Again, Dhaka, it's the proper noun. That means the name of a place. Again, look at it. It's the starting word of a sentence. And then Emperor and Jahangir established this city. Emperor, it's the starting word of a sentence. Jahangir, it's the name of the person. Okay, so capitalization means the method of using capital letters. Is it clear to you? Capitalization means the method of using capital letters. That means where you will use capital letters, you have to know it. And I think after the lesson, it would be clear to you where you have to use capital letters. Okay, proceed on, please. Capitalization part 1. Capitalization 1. Capitalization 1. Look at it. What can you see here? The picture. Okay, the fish curry looks appetizing. The fish curry looks appetizing. The fish curry looks appetizing. Look at this two sentences. The. Okay, this is the starting word of a sentence. So the starting word of a sentence should be in capital. Is it clear to you? Okay. The first letter of the sentence should be capital. This is a rule. You have to keep it in your memory. Okay. The first letter of the sentence should be in capital letter. Okay. Now proceed. Capitalization 2. The music in my heart abode long after it was heard no more. The music in my heart abode long after it was heard no more. It's two lines of a poem. You can gauge it. So, look at the and long. These are the starting word of the two sentences. The and long. So the first letter of each sentence should be capital in all the English poems. That means in English poem, all the letters of a sentence must be in capital form. The first letter of each sentence should be capital in all the English poems, especially for poems. Okay, the first letter of each sentence should be in capital form. Okay. Capitalization 3. Look at her. Look at her. What is she doing? Okay, she is Julie and she likes American burgers. She is Julie and she likes American burgers. So, the first letter of proper nouns and proper adjectives must be capital. The first letter of proper nouns and proper adjectives must be capital. So proper noun, look at it, Julie. Julie, it's proper noun and the letter is in capital form. And American burgers, American, this is proper adjectives. Proper adjectives. Have you noticed it? Julie, proper noun, and American, proper adjectives. So the first letter of proper nouns and proper adjectives must be in capital form. Okay. Now, capitalization 4. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. These are the names of the months. You know that there are 12 months in a year. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. And the names of the days: Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay. The first letter of the month and day will be in capital form. Is it clear to you? You have to remember it. Okay, you must have to keep it in your memory. The first letter of the month and day will be in capital form. Okay, capitalization number 5. Our annual exam will be held on December. Our annual exam will be held on December. So look at the capital letters. Okay, the first letter of a term will be capital. The first letter of a term will be capital. Annual exam. Have you noticed it? Annual exam. This is the uh, term. So the first letter of a term will be in capital form. Look at it. Annual and exam. All these two words are the starting letter of this term will be in capital form. Please keep it in memory. Okay. Now capitalization 6. The Battle of Polashi. The Battle of Polashi. The first letter of any historical event will be capital. The Battle of Polashi. Look at the letters. The T, it's in capital form, and battle V, it's in capital form, and Palashi P, it's in capital form. So the first letter of any historical event will be capital. Okay. Capitalization 7. Please don't tell me a fat man. I'm not fat. So I. Yeah. Pronoun I. When I is used as pronoun, or I, when pronoun I used as subject, must be capital. Okay. And capitalization 8. Oh Allah, forgive me. He prayed to God and he granted his prayer. Okay, look at the capital letters. He prayed to God. He, here he is, it's in capital form. And look at God. God, G is in capital form. And he granted his prayer. So he, here he has been used instead of God. That is why he is in capital form. So first letter of interjection and God or Allah as naming words, and their pronouns will be capital form. Is it clear to you? The first letter of interjection, look at it, will be in capital letter. So O Allah, here O, it's in capital form, and Allah, it's Allah, A is in capital form. And look at the second sentence. He prayed to God and he granted his prayer. He prayed to God. First he is, it's in capital form, as the first letter of every sentence must be in capital form, you know that. And look at God. Okay, God always be in capital form. Okay, G, it's in capital form. And he has been used here instead of God. That is why here is in capital form. So first letter of interjection and God or Allah as naming words, and their pronouns will be in capital form. Okay. Capitalization 9. He is a VA. Look at VA. Okay. My dear mother, sir. My dear mother, sir. Okay. He said, there is no alternative of mother in the earth. He said, comma, inverted comma starts. There is no alternative of mother in the earth. Full stop and inverted comma close. Okay. So abbreviation letters and addressing letters and first letter of quotation must be capital. So you have to notice three things here. BA, it's an abbreviation. Okay. B, Bachelor of Arts, it's an abbreviation. So abbreviation letters would be in capital form always. Okay. And addressing letters must be in capital letters. Look at it. My dear mother, mother, my M, that is the starting letter of a sentence. That is why M is in capital form. And look at mother. Okay, it's the addressing. Okay, addressing letter must be in capital form. And again, sir, S, it's in capital form. And look at the third sentence. He said, comma, and inverted comma starts. There is no alternative of mother in the earth. Look at there, T. It's in capital form. Why? Quotation. Quotation must be capital letter. Okay, the first letter of quotation. The first letter of the quotation must be in capital form. Okay. So you can see some pictures here. Look at it. Look at it. Can you guess anything about the pictures? Yeah, there's a series of pictures here. The Quran, the Daily Star, the Batali Hill, and the Kanchenjunga, the Podda River. The Podda River. So, capital letters is used in the first letter of any treatise or newspaper, hill, mountain, river, sea, etc. Okay. So you have to remember it in your memory. You must have to keep it in your memory. Treatise, a newspaper, a hill, a mountain, a river, a sea, etc. must be in capital form. The Quran, have you noticed? It's treatise. And the Daily Star, it is the name of newspaper. And the Batali Hill, look at it. The Batali Hill, it's in capital letter. The T in capital form, Batali B in capital form, and Hill, Ace in capital form. The Kanchenjunga, okay, K is in capital form. And the Podda River, it's in capital form. The Podda P, it's in capital form. Okay. Now, capitalization 11. Cambrian School and College. Okay, Australia-China Business Council. First letter of any institution should be in capital letter. Okay, first letter of any institution should be capital letter. Okay, so please try to remember it. Try to keep it in memory, please. The first letter of any institution should be in capital letter. Now, capitalization 12. Okay, Bengali literature, English for today, and mathematical methods. First letter of any subject read in schools and colleges should be capital. Is it clear to you? First letter of any subject read in schools and colleges. First letter of any subject read in schools and colleges should be in capital form. Bengali literature, English for today, mathematical methods. Have you noticed? Bengali, B, it's in capital form. And literature, L, it's in capital form. Okay, there are two parts of it. And English for today, there are three words here. Look at it. English, E in capital form, for, F in capital form, and today, T in capital form. Okay, there are three parts of this title, and all the words are in capital form. Mathematical methods. Look at mathematical M in capital form and methods M in capital form. Have you noticed? Okay, now capitalization 13. The Titanic. The Titanic. Capital letter is used at the first letter of the word of a great ship. Okay, it's the name of ship and it's the historical event. You know that the Titanic. Okay, that is why the capital letter is used at the first letter of the word of a great ship here. And Bangladesh Railway, BR, Bangladesh Railway. Capital letter is used at the first letter of the word of an express train. Okay, Bangladesh Railway. Indian. Capital letters is used at the first letter of the word of nations. Is it clear? Look at Indian, I. It's in capital form. Capital letter is used at the first letter of the word of nations. Okay. And capitalization 15. Look at it. Capitalization 15. Okay. The Muslims, the Christians. So, In order to mention any nation, okay, or community, you must have to use the capital letter. Capital letter is used at the first letter of the word of religions. The Muslims, look at it, M, it's in capital form. Christian, C, it's in capital form. Okay. Now capitalization 16. Normally small letter is used at the first letter of the word, north, east, south, west, but capital letter is used when they mean region. So you have to notice the difference. North, east, south, west, it is normally small letter is used at the first letter of the word, but when it indicates any region, then north or east or south or west would be in capital form. Okay, look at the sentence. There are two sentences here. The sun rises in the east. Look at east. It's in small letter east. But he passed his whole life in the east. So in the east, here in this sentence, east indicate a region. That is why E is in capital form. Okay, as it indicates a region. Have you noticed? There are two east here. EAST in the first sentence, east is in small letter, but in the second sentence, it's in capital letter. Okay, so that's all I think. That's all about my class. So I like to thank you all and may God bless you.